Cloud deployment. Explain for complete beginners. Here is the first important idea. Before choosing a cloud, package your application so it runs the same way anywhere. A container holds your code, runtime, and dependencies. This tiny API runs locally on port 88E. In the cloud, the provider gives that exact container compute, networking, a public address, logs, scaling, and a place to store data. A typical cloud request has 4 stops. A browser reaches a public endpoint. That endpoint routes traffic to your running application. The application reads or writes data in a database. Around those pieces are permissions, secrets, monitoring, backups, and network rules. Every large provider sells these parts. The names differ, but the architecture is remarkably similar. For a beginner, learn 5 building blocks instead of hundreds of product names. Compute runs your code. Storage holds files such as images and backups. A database stores records like users and orders. Networking decides what can talk to what. Identity controls who is allowed to deploy, read data, or change production. Once you can identify these 5 pieces, a cloud diagram stops looking mysterious. A deployable app receives configuration from its environment. Notice that the code does not contain a production password. Use environment variables or a cloud secret manager for database credentials and API keys. This single habit prevents many beginner mistakes. Your local computer, staging environment, and production environment can all run the same application with different safe configuration values. Let us map the building blocks to AWS, starting with the most common beginner paths. AWS gives you several levels of control. EC2 is a virtual machine. You manage more of the operating system. ECS Fargate runs containers without managing servers. Lambda runs short event-driven functions. Elastic Beanstalk is a guided application platform that provisions underlying resources for a web app. For relational data, Amazon RDS manages database engines such as PostgreSQL and MySQL. S3 stores files, IAM controls permissions, and a VPC is the private network boundary around your resources. One approachable AWS route is Elastic Beanstalk. You initialize an application, create an environment, then deploy. The service can provision resources needed to run the app, while you focus on application versions and configuration. It is useful for learning because you can see how an application environment groups compute, health checks, logs, and a public endpoint. In production, always inspect the resources and the costs it creates. For a relational database, RDS handles the underlying database service, so you do not manually install PostgreSQL on a virtual machine. You still choose an engine, size, backup policy, network access, and credentials. Keep the database private. Your web app should connect through the cloud network, while public access is disabled unless there is a deliberate reason. Store the password in a secret manager, not in the command history. The fastest way to learn AWS safely is to use guardrails from day one. Prefer IAM roles over long-lived access keys. Put databases in private network paths. Create budgets and billing alerts before experimenting. Tag resources with an owner and environment. And after a test, delete what you created. Cloud bills are based on running resources, storage, traffic, and managed services, not on whether you remembered they exist. Azure follows the same pattern, with services that integrate closely with Microsoft Identity and enterprise tooling. In Azure, App Service is a common managed web app platform. Container Apps runs containers with less infrastructure management. Azure Functions handles event-driven code, and virtual machines provide full server control. Azure SQL is a managed relational database option. Azure Database for PostgreSQL provides managed PostgreSQL. Blob Storage stores files. A virtual network is the network boundary. Microsoft Entra ID provides identity, including managed identities that let services authenticate without placing a password in your code. The Azure command line organizes resources into a resource group. Think of it as a logical folder for an application and its related services. You create a plan that defines the hosting tier, then create the web app inside it. A deployment can come from a source repository, a zip package, or a container image. The important mental model is the same. Your app receives a URL, runtime configuration, logs, and a scalable compute environment. For Azure SQL, create a logical server and a database. Then give the application a connection string to app service settings or a secret store. Do not paste the connection string into a public repository. For real workloads, restrict network access and consider managed identity, which can reduce the need for application-held database passwords. The cloud database is a service boundary, not just a remote file your app can expose to the internet. Azure is especially friendly when you use resource groups to keep an application together. That makes cleanup and cost review easier. Use managed identity where supported so a service can prove who it is without storing a secret. Put sensitive values in Key Vault. Review inbound network rules carefully. Finally, create budgets and alerts. The provider can make deployment easier, but no provider can infer the security policy you intended. Google Cloud uses the same ingredients and is particularly popular for container, data, and serverless workflows. Cloud Run is a beginner-friendly way to run a containerized web service because it manages the server layer and can scale based on requests. GKE is managed Kubernetes for more complex container orchestration. Compute Engine provides virtual machines. Cloud SQL is managed relational database service with MySQL, PostgreSQL, or SQL server options. Cloud storage holds files. IAM and service accounts provide permissions for applications and automation. Cloud Run illustrates the container workflow well. First, build and push an image. Then deploy that image as a service in a region. The command can return a public URL. For a real API, only allow unauthenticated traffic if the endpoint should be public. Otherwise, require authentication. You still configure environment variables, concurrency, memory, logging, and a service account. Serverless does not mean security-less. It means the provider manages more of the server operations. Cloud SQL gives you a managed relational database. Create the instance, create an application database, then authorize the running service to connect. In practice, you also create a least privileged database user, store credentials securely, choose backups, and keep the instance in the correct region. Place application compute and its database close together to reduce latency and simplify network design. Never assume a managed database removes the need for backup and recovery planning. In Google Cloud, projects are an excellent boundary for environments and billing. Use separate projects for experiments, staging, and production when possible. Give people and services only the roles they need. Use service accounts for applications and automation. Keep Cloud SQL private and control who can connect. And configure billing alerts before you learn by clicking through product pages. Good boundaries make cloud learning safer and production systems easier to understand. Other providers are not fundamentally different. DigitalOcean offers virtual machines, an application platform, object storage, and managed databases. Cloudflare runs code close to users with workers and offers storage products. Platforms such as Render and Railway make simple application deployments approachable. Hetzner is popular for lower-cost virtual machines. Use the same questions everywhere. Where does code run? Where does data live? How is it reached? Who can access it? And how will you observe and recover it? Choose the simplest compute model that meets your needs. A virtual machine gives maximum control but also maximum maintenance. A managed app platform is often the fastest route for a beginner web app. A container service is portable and predictable. Serverless functions are excellent for short event-driven tasks such as processing uploads or sending notifications. Kubernetes is powerful for complex systems, but it adds operational concepts. Do not start with Kubernetes just because it is popular. Databases solve different problems. PostgreSQL or MySQL are excellent defaults for application records with relationships and transactions. NoSQL services are useful for specific document or key value workloads. Object storage is for files, images, exports, and backups, not a replacement for relational queries. A cache speeds up temporary or frequently read data. A data warehouse is for analytical queries. Start with one managed relational database unless your workload gives you a clear reason not to. This checklist is portable across providers. Build and test locally. Create the managed database and a secret for the connection. Deploy the application with the minimum permissions it needs. Give it health checks and logs. Run database migrations carefully, then test a simple health endpoint. Finally, configure backups, alerts, and a rollback path. Deployment is not a single button click. It is a repeatable system for moving a tested version into a reliable environment. Automate deployments once the manual path works. A good small pipeline runs tests, builds an image, optionally scans it, deploys a version, runs migrations in a controlled way, checks health, and notifies the team. Use short-lived credentials through an identity integration instead of saving a permanent cloud key in your CI system. Automation makes deployments repeatable, but it should include rollback and observation, not just a command that pushes code. Most early cloud failures are predictable. A database is made public by accident. A secret is committed to Git. A test resource runs for months. A service is deployed in the wrong region or blocked by a network rule. Backups exist, but nobody has tested a restore, or the app fails with no useful logs. Avoiding these mistakes is not advanced architecture. It is basic operational discipline, and it matters more than memorizing product names. For your first project, build a small Notes API. Package it as a container. Deploy it using an app platform or container service. Connect it to managed PostgreSQL. Upload one file to object storage. Add a health endpoint, logging, a backup setting, and a budget alert. That single project teaches compute, databases, storage, networking, identity, and operations. Repeat the same project on a second provider later, and the differences will become much easier to see. You now have the cloud mental model. Package the app, configure secrets, choose a compute option, use a managed database, secure network access, observe logs and metrics, backup data and practice recovery. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and smaller providers give you different product names and trade-offs, but this deployment pattern transfers everywhere. Start simple, build one real project, and deepen complexity only when the application earns it.